I am Jehovah, your God, and today I am not only calling you to come near, but I am also placing before you a serious warning so you may stop before stepping deeper into what does not belong to my peace. My beloved child, do not close your eyes and ignore these words, and do not let haste, hardness of heart, or the chaotic sounds of life cause you to take lightly the moment I am placing in your hands. I do not come to terrify you, nor do I come to burden your heart with condemnation. I come as a holy, kind, and merciful Father, the one who sees what you do not yet see, knows the turns you have not yet recognized, and loves you deeply enough not to remain silent when you are drawing near to a place that could wound you. There are times when my love comforts you with tenderness, but there are also times when that same love must speak strongly to awaken you from delay, from carelessness, from choices that you have known many times no longer bring light. Stop, my child, and listen carefully. What I am about to say is not a passing breeze for you to hear and forget, but guidance wrapped in mercy, a reminder serious enough to pull you away from storms that may grow if you continue ignoring my voice. Before you go any farther, let your heart say Amen in sincerity, not as an outward gesture to please anyone, but as a humble response that you still want to hear, still want to be guided, and still want to step into my covering. The faith within you is not small. When you place that faith in my hands, it can open paths your own strength cannot open, lift you from where you thought you were trapped, and bring light into the dark corners fear has occupied for too long. But if you keep silent before what is right, keep delaying what must be obeyed, and keep turning away from the words I have reminded you of many times, you will place your own shoulders beneath weights I never wanted you to carry. I have seen you drifting through many seasons. I have seen the times when you clearly sensed that something needed to change, yet told yourself it could wait until later. I have seen you stand before a choice that left your heart unsettled, yet still try to convince yourself that everything would be fine. I have seen you cling to familiar things, not because they were good, but because you feared the emptiness after letting go. I have seen you hesitate before my word, not because you did not want to believe, but because old wounds made you cautious, guarded, and afraid to open your heart one more time. My beloved child, I know your weariness. I understand the reasons you hesitate. I know you want more time to think, to delay, to avoid the truth a little longer. But I also know there are delays which, if stretched out forever, are no longer caution, but chains keeping you in the place I have called you to leave. My patience is wider than the sea, but that patience is not permission for you to keep walking deeper into what is drawing you away from the light. Many times, I have revealed my love, correction, and rescue in very gentle ways. Sometimes I placed uneasiness within you so you would know to stop. Sometimes I used another person's words to touch what you were trying to avoid. Sometimes I allowed a door to close to protect you from a road that was not meant for you. Sometimes I allowed a plan to be delayed, not to hurt you, but to keep you from entering too soon. Sometimes I caused your heart to suddenly grow heavy before a decision that seemed favorable, not to confuse you, but so you would recognize that something needed to be brought into the light. Those signs were not accidental. They were small lamps I placed along the road so you would know to return before the darkness grew thicker. Today, I speak to you with the seriousness of mercy. Do not keep testing your own life through delay. Not because my love has run out, but because I know that if you keep ignoring me, your ears will grow more accustomed to noise than to my voice. Your eyes will grow more accustomed to darkness than to light. And your steps will grow more accustomed to painful cycles than to the path of freedom I want to give you. I do not want you to awaken through brokenness when you can awaken through wisdom. I do not want you to pay with tears for something a simple step of surrender could help you avoid. I do not want you to reach the end of a wrong road before realizing that I called you back long ago. Obedience is not loss, it is shelter. Surrender is not failure. It is the place where you are set back under my protection. Know that I am watching every trembling beat within your heart, not to condemn you, but to heal and guide you. I know what makes you afraid. I know you fear being left behind. Fear starting again. Fear losing what you are holding. Fear others will not understand. The fear that if you let go, you will have nothing left. But my child, there are things you are holding not because they bring life, but because they have become too familiar to your pain. There are places you call safe only because you have been there for so long, even though they are wearing down your peace day by day. There are connections, habits, thoughts, and paths that no longer belong to the new season I have for you. I am not telling you to release them so you will be empty. I am telling you to release them so your hands can receive what is purer, better, and more enduring. If you continue walking toward what I have repeatedly reminded you to stop, you will place yourself outside the doors of protection I have opened. I can shield you from countless things you cannot see. But I also teach you to cooperate with that covering by choosing what is right, leaving what is wrong, resetting boundaries, correcting your direction, and no longer feeding the things that darken your heart. Bring everything before me. Ask me what needs to be brought into the light. What choice needs to be reconsidered? What person needs to be placed in their proper position? What habit needs to stop? And what fear is disguising itself as wisdom? When you are honest, light will enter. When light enters, deception loses its power to blind you. Do not resist my correction, because that correction does not come from cold anger, but from holy love. A merciful father does not watch his child approach the edge and remain silent. A true father will call, remind, pull back, teach, wait, and also become serious when hesitation could cause harm. I am doing this with you. I do not want you to keep living in cycles that exhaust you. I do not want you to carry consequences that could be redirected through one simple act of surrender. I do not want you to take this call lightly and later have to wonder why you did not stop sooner. My beloved child, let this moment become a marker of return. Lay down stubbornness, weariness, self-protection, doubt, and the reasons that keep slowing your steps. I will not drive you away when you come near. I will not break you when you are honest. I will lift you with truth, cover you with mercy, and show you the next step in peace. But you must be willing to listen. You must stop taking lightly what I have placed before your eyes. You must choose light over darkness. guidance over self-will, and peace over what is familiar but draining you. So stop right now. My child, let your heart say Amen as a gentle surrender, that you hear me and are ready to be led out of what does not belong to you. I am still here. I am still calling you by the name of love. I am still opening for you a way back, a door of protection, and a wisdom that can redirect what lies ahead. Do not let a few seconds of indifference become many seasons of regret. Do not let hesitation keep you outside the covering I am opening. Hear me today, not with fear, but with reverence and trust. I am your Father, the one who has preserved you through many storms, the one who knows what is coming, and the one who is still powerful enough, merciful enough, and patient enough to lead you back to the way of life, light, and peace. You have asked for my favor. You have whispered for my miracles. But when I raise my voice to call, you have many times paused in hesitation, questioned in your heart, and bargained with my guidance. My beloved child, I do not say this to shame you, but to awaken you with the love of a father who has patiently walked with you through every season. I know the world has distracted you. I know the noises around you have too often been louder than the gentle whisper I placed in your heart. I know you have been pulled in many directions by responsibilities, worries, the words of others, and the things you see before your eyes, until you forgot that not every loud voice is a voice worth following. But even when you were distracted, even when you delayed, even when you were lost in your own cycles of thought, I never left you for even a single moment. My eyes have never left you. I saw you when the foundation beneath your feet felt like sinking sand, when everything you once thought was certain suddenly became fragile, when you tried to keep a calm appearance outwardly, but inwardly were full of questions no one heard. My hand continued to support you on the days when you thought you were fighting alone. There were times when you did not know why you were still standing, why you still had strength to wake up. Keep going. Do what needed to be done, and keep your heart from falling apart. You thought it was only your endurance, but I say that my grace was there. My mercy held you when you were nearly ready to give up. My presence surrounded you when every other support in your life became unreliable. My grace has shielded you from many consequences you did not even recognize. There were mistakes that could have pulled you farther away, but I set boundaries so they would not swallow your future. There were decisions you made while tired, impulsive, or wounded, but I intervened so that story would not end in collapse. There were roads you almost entered, connections to which you almost gave your full trust, opportunities that seemed bright and beautiful, but had no peace within them. And I gently stopped them. You may have called it delay, inconvenience, or a closed door, but many times it was my protective embrace. You do not know how many times I kept you from disaster, from schemes in the dark, from impure intention, from things built to make you lose direction. You have tasted my patience more than you realize. I was patient when you said later to what I was calling you to answer today. I was gentle when you tried to fill the emptiness in your heart with things that could not heal you. I waited for you to return on the days when you were too busy listening to the world to be quiet enough to hear me. I protected you when you passed through places where you did not know danger was present. I preserved you in rooms where others spoke unfairly about you. I stopped things darkness wanted to use to make you collapse. Many times, you thought you were only lucky to get through. But no, my child, it was my hand. It was the quiet care of your father. It was love that went before you, around you, and behind you, even when you had not yet recognized it. But now, my holiness is demanding your attention, not because I want you to be afraid, but because I love you too much to let you keep sleeping in distraction. There are seasons when I bandage your wounds, but there are also seasons when I call you to stand up and leave what has wounded you. There are times when I cover your mistakes with mercy, but there are also times when I invite you into maturity so you do not keep repeating old cycles. My grace is not permission for you to delay forever. My patience is not a reason for you to take my call lightly. I do not want you to ask only for miracles and then overlook the one who gives the miracle. I want you to pay attention to me, because in me there is life, guidance, protection, and the peace you have been seeking for so long. There are moments when I pour down blessings so great that darkness trembles. But you need an awakened heart to recognize how I am working. Blessing does not always come in the shape you expect. Sometimes it comes as a closed door that keeps you from what does not belong to you. Sometimes it comes as a warning that makes you look again at the road you are walking. Sometimes it comes as a merciful delay so you do not enter a place before the right time. Sometimes it comes as separation from people who have grown accustomed to wounding you. If you only look for great outward things and refuse to hear the guidance within, you may miss the protection being given to you in silence. Therefore, I am calling you back to attention, not intention, but in gentle awareness. Why do you believe the lies that say, I am very far away? Why do you nourish the voice that says, I have forgotten you? When I, myself, kept you through days you thought you could not bear anymore. You passed through long nights and still woke in the morning. You passed through loss and still had the ability to love. You passed through disappointment and still had a little hope. You passed through words that wounded you and still did not let your heart become completely hardened. Where do you think that came from? Not only from your endurance, it was my grace still working quietly. It was my warmth still keeping the flame within you from going out. It was proof that I am nearer to you than every loneliness you have ever experienced. Fear and doubt have walked beside you for too long, like false friends pretending to be caution. They said they only wanted to protect you from disappointment. But in truth, they have made you shrink back from what is good. Fear says you should not expect too much. Doubt says you should not believe again. Shame says you are not worthy. But I say those voices have no right to rule you. You may feel afraid, but you do not have to obey fear. You may have questions, but you do not have to let questions become a wall between you and me. Bring every uneasiness before me. Let me touch the places where you have grown used to defending yourself. Let me teach you to distinguish between wisdom that comes from peace and suspicion born from old wounds. I am calling you back, not through condemnation, but through love. I want you to quiet the noises that have taken over your heart. I want you to stop feeding lies as though they were truth. I want you to step into the quiet place with me and remember who you belong to. You belong to me, the one who created you, preserved you, forgave you, lifted you, opened the way for you. stopped disaster from reaching you, sent help at the right time, and went before you into places where your feet had never stepped. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You do not need to beg for my love as though I were reluctant to give it. I have loved you with a love that is enduring, patient, and unchanging. So awaken, my child. Lay down the bargaining, the hesitation, the busyness, and the reasons that keep making you postpone my call. This moment has not come to make you tremble, but to bring you back to a purer life. I am near. I am speaking. I am inviting you to believe that my love is more real than every lie. My power is greater than every circumstance, and my faithfulness is steadier than the changing emotions within you. Do not let fear be your companion anymore. Let me take your hand. Let me lead you out of distraction, out of doubt, out of the voices that have pulled you away from peace. I have never forgotten you, never left you. And right now, I am calling you closer. So you will not only ask me for miracles, but also recognize that my very presence is the greatest miracle covering your life. My child, if only you could see the battle taking place around your destiny, you would not leave my hand for even a moment. What you see with natural eyes is only a very small surface of a deeper battle, where fear, doubt, distraction, and lying voices are trying to pull you away from what I have appointed. You think you are only tired, only hesitating, only unsure what to choose next. But I see more clearly than you do. There are forces that want to make you give up faith right before the light opens. I want you to doubt my word just as that word is about to take form. Want you to believe you are too weak, too late, too far, too wrong to still be used by me. But listen to me with your whole heart. Nothing in your life is greater than my power, and no darkness can erase what I have spoken over you. Let me remind you who I am. I am the one who opens a way through waters that seemed impossible to cross. I am the one who keeps the faithful in dangerous places where people think there is no hope left. I am the one who makes chains break in the dark night when those who belong to me still lift their hearts in trust. I am the one who commands storms to be still, causes doors that seemed forever shut to open, and makes dry places bloom again. My word is not weak, not fragile, and not shaken by your circumstances. My voice can pierce through chaos, cut off deception, silence, accusation, and raise you up right where you thought you had fallen. So do not magnify your battle and forget my power. What you are facing may look great in your eyes, but it is not greater than my promise. Your mistakes cannot dim my mercy. The choices you once regretted cannot make my hand too short. The roads where you once wandered cannot rob me of the power to bring you home. I am not like people, loving you when you are right and leaving when you are weak. I am the Father of restoration, and I know how to use even broken pieces to build a new testimony. But you must choose right now whose voice you will listen to. Will you listen to fear saying everything is too late? Or to my voice calling you back to life? Will you listen to pride saying you can manage by yourself? Or to wisdom inviting you to lay the burden down? Will you listen to the past defining you? Or to my word reminding you that you are still loved, called, preserved, and guided? Do not let pride keep you silent. My beloved child, I see the hesitation within you. I see you standing between two sides, one side wanting to place everything into my hands, the other still trying to keep control because you fear that if you let go, everything will fall apart. I see you telling yourself you can handle a little more, endure a little more, arrange things a little more, while inside you are already too weary. But my child, there is no true safety outside my will. No plan is lasting if it pulls you away from my peace. No door is worth entering if, in order to pass through it, you must trade your purity, clarity, and trust. Every step you take away from me does not lead you to freedom. It brings you closer to the confusion I have always wanted to shelter you from. Every time you ignore my guidance, you open more space for what is not good to slip into your life. Not because I am weak, and not because my love has diminished, but because I do not force you to walk with me when you insist on turning your face away. I have reminded you through many signs. I made your heart grow heavy when you drew near to what was not meant for you. I allowed some doors to close, some connections to reveal their true nature, and some plans to slow down so you would have time to reconsider. I sent warning after warning, not because I delight in rebuking you, but because I love you too much to stay silent when you are coming near to something that could wound you. A merciful father does not stand still and watch his child walk into fire without calling them back. You must understand that my firmness is not like human anger. People may become angry from pride, resentment, or the desire to hurt others. But when I warn, it is the holiness of love protecting you. I do not speak to crush you, I speak to awaken you. I do not point out danger to shame you. I point it out so you may be free. I want to see you blessed without bondage, restored without continuing to return to old cycles, peaceful without having to pay the price of pretending. I want you to stand in the light, no longer ruled by lying voices, no longer letting fear decide in place of faith, no longer calling stubbornness courage. I am the shepherd who searches for you when you go astray. I am the father who runs to embrace you when you return with empty hands and a heart full of regret. I am not offended by the dust on your feet, not repulsed by the tears on your face. And I do not turn away because you once walked wrongly. But you must return. You must stop running from my call. You must stop delaying obedience as though you had endless time to fix everything later. I can rescue you, but I will not force you to receive rescue if you keep closing the door of your heart. I can lead you out of chaos, but you must be willing to leave the place that is exhausting you. I can heal what has been wounded, but you must let me touch the place you are still hiding. Today, I am calling you closer, not on some distant day, not after everything collapses and then you finally remember me, not only when you have no other choice. Come now, while my word is still touching you, while your heart can still recognize the truth, while the door of return is still open before you. Lay down pride, lay down control, lay down the fear of being weak, lay down the arguments you use to avoid obedience. I am not demanding perfection from you. I am only asking for sincerity. I am not demanding that you become stronger. I am only asking you to cling to me. And when you cling to me, You will see that the battle no longer swallows you as it once did. The lies will lose their strength. The storms within your heart will gradually become still. Your footsteps will be placed back on a firm foundation. I will teach you to distinguish what comes from me and what comes only to distract you. I will show you when to stop, when to step forward, when to release, and when to wait. I will keep you from paths that appear good but lead to pain. I will restore what has grown weary within you and remind you that you are not fighting alone. So choose today, my beloved child. Do not let silence become the dwelling place of pride. Do not let fear make you pretend you do not hear me. Do not let the enemy convince you that my word comes too late or is not meant for you. My word for you is true, and this moment is not accidental. I am standing near you, calling you, covering you, pulling you away from an edge you may not yet recognize. Return to me with all the sincerity left in your heart. Let me lead you out of chaos, bring you into peace, and place you back on the path of life I prepared for you long ago. Right now, the hour is moving, and heaven is quietly watching your choice. My beloved child, there are moments that seem ordinary, yet within them rests the weight of an entire season of life. What you decide today does not stop at a passing emotion, nor is it merely a reaction in weariness. It can open a new road, or continue holding you in the old cycle of delay, anxiety, and self-reliance. I do not say this to make you tremble, but to awaken you with love. My angels are ready to move on your behalf. The help has been prepared. The doors have been set in place. But I am still waiting for your obedient heart, because I do not impose my guidance upon a heart that insists on remaining closed. Will you continue hardening your heart as before? Continue holding what makes you weary? Continue protecting yourself through stubbornness? Or will you bow in humility and let me fight for you? I am not as far away as fear once made you believe. I am closer than the breath you are breathing, closer than the thoughts you have not spoken aloud, closer even than the pain you have tried to hide behind a normal appearance. My presence is urging the depths within you right now, not to condemn you, but to draw you toward the light. There are blessings waiting to be released, protections waiting for you to enter, answers waiting for your heart to stop resisting and begin trusting. If you recognize the urgency of this hour, let your faith have a voice. Do not be ashamed to acknowledge me. Do not let hesitation, fear of being judged by others, or the habit of silence cause you to miss a sacred moment. A confirmation may seem small in your eyes, but when spoken in faith, it becomes a seal before heaven. Say 222 as a declaration that you choose me. Choose my guidance. Choose to lay down resistance and step into my covering, not to draw human attention, but to remind your own heart that you no longer want to walk alone. My child, the word you acknowledge in faith is never meaningless. Every word you speak in trust becomes light against darkness. Every step of obedience you choose opens more room for my power to move in your circumstances. There are battles you do not see being fought for you. There are schemes that have been stopped before they could touch your home. There is opposition that must retreat when you call on me with sincerity. Heaven rejoices when you choose softness instead of hardness of heart. obedience instead of self-will, and peace instead of reactions born from fear. Your future is not meant to carry the mark of regret. I have prepared for you a plan full of hope, favor, peace, and restoration. But hear me clearly. I will not force you to receive protection you continually refuse. I will not compel you to enter refuge if you keep running from my arms. Therefore, I call you to act quickly, not in panic, but in awareness, not because I want to threaten you, but because my love is deep enough to warn you before you step too far into what is not meant for you.